And welcome now to Bruce Stadium. What a magnificent stadium it is. $30 million on redevelopment with a capacity of 30,000. This is the first time we've been here since completion on a beautiful day in the national capital. And the round 10 match of the day, it's Canterbury versus Canberra. And Jason Hetherington leads the Bulldogs out for the second time only. A proud moment for him. Canterbury have got the chance to go into the top 8 with a win here today over Canberra. There's just 1 point the difference. And of course some fond memories in the mind there of Brad Clyde, no doubt. There's the Canterbury team. Silver, El Masri, Hughes, Talau, Halligan, the other Hughes is Glenn, Sherwin, Norton, Clyde, Smith, Stone, Hetherington and Price, with Steve Folkes the coach. Canberra, with Laurie Daly now playing his 207th game today, is the captain, well and truly installed, and good news during the week that he would play on here for several years to come. Ben Kennedy is a player we'll talk about in a moment. There's the team. Mullins, Nagus, Williamson, Pearson, Vainicolo, Daly, McFadden, Kennedy, Ferner, Wiki, Corvo, Wolford, Brand and Mal Meninga is the coach. And Steve Roach on the sideline, basking in sunshine today.
Oh, it's absolutely sensational. The shades just come over here. I've had to put my coat on, a little bit cool. But the Raiders, they're really looking for consistency, talking to Laurie Daly before the game, to be any chance in this premiership. To my mind, their biggest asset is their speed out wide, where they've scored 60 points in the last 2 weeks. While the Doggies' defence is good, they've had trouble scoring tries of late. Beautiful, as I said, Ray, 16 degrees, a light to moderate nor'easter. Canberra have won the toss and are running right to left.
Stephen Clark is in charge. And there's the blow of the whistle, and we're away. Canterbury running left to right, and it is the Raiders bringing it away through Anthony Brand for the first tackle to be made just 20 metres away from his own line. Now Corvo and a short ball for Mullins. Reading the scripts, coming out of the games, he's starting to get back to his best form, Mullins, and let's hope he does it today. Not for Canterbury's sake, but for the game's sake, and for Canberra. Kennedy played that ball. Now it is with Ricky, playing in the second row today. No Jason Croker, they'll miss him. As we go across onto the right of the ground and onto the boot of Laurie Daly, he puts up a kick rather judiciously. It's well taken by Halligan, who comes away off his 20-metre line. Joining us in commentary today, the great halfback who's out suspended for Canterbury at the moment, Australian halfback, former Canberra halfback. Ricky Stewart will be with us for commentary during the day. This is El Masri, Mr. Magic. Pulled down about 38 metres away from his own line. Good quick play the ball by El Masri. And it's given the captain a chance to make yards. In fact, a very good run by Hetherington. And some pretty ordinary marker defence by Canberra. They go down the short side for Bradley Clyde. Clyde will play the ball about 32 metres away from the line. It's come away from Talau into the hands of Sherwin, who played in the number 7 position last weekend. And now some work for Vainicolo. He couldn't possibly get out of that. They really put a trap around him, and they snared him in the in goal. Welcome to the commentary, Ricky Stewart.
Thank you, Ray. Something we've worked very hard on this week with getting the ball in the in goal. We haven't done it quite well over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and it's something that Brent Sherwin will be looking at a lot today to try and get that consecutive sets of 6.
So the dropout from under the crossbar, it's not a bad one. It's gone more than 50 metres. In fact, from point to point, it went 53 metres, and now it is with Hazem El Masri going back to them in the centre of the ruck, and he's pulled down by Corvo, one of the tacklers.
That was poor play from the Bulldogs there. If the ball travels 50-odd metres on the fly, someone's got to be in a position to catch it on the full.
Clyde it was who played the ball, and the third play has just expired now for Canterbury with the number 8, Stephen Price. And talking of origin, of course, he'll be certainly in the minds of selectors for a Queensland jumper. Played there by the lock forward Norton, back for his second week, I think it is, from injury. And now it is with Troy Stone, and Canterbury are only 10 metres away from the line. This is the last tackle. There's Hughes giving it on, and Talau puts in a little kick, trying to get El Masri into the corner, but it's been cleaned up down there by Nagus, and Canberra will bring it away. That they do through Mullins out almost to the 10-metre line. A match that no doubt you would rather have been playing than commentating on, Ricky.
Yeah, very disappointed, Ray, that I can't play today's game, but this is my last week on suspension. Looking forward to next week, but what a game to be involved in. It's going to be a great spectacle. It's a shame there's not more people here. It's a pretty disappointing crowd, but a game that I can see a very fast open game. Both teams will be like both wanting to attack.
You've reminded me that it is Mother's Day, and we extend a very warm wish of a good day for all mothers watching the telecast and who watch it regularly. As Silva comes back and floats a ball to El Masri, piles on some speed, tackled on the halfway, not held, now he is, by McFadden. McFadden playing in the 7, McClendon is on the bench today. The Supermax, Price, Hetherington to the left of the ground, and through from Sherwin, it's with Norton, and Norton goes back for Clyde, who's been playing much wider this year than I can recall him playing with Canberra. This is Sherwin, and he just flops the ball back and hopes that somebody catches it, and Daryl Halligan was there to save any embarrassment. But it's been all Canterbury as far as territory is concerned, and possession, naturally enough. And this is Glenn Hughes playing at 5'8". His brother Stephen playing in number 3 out in the centres. They're 35 metres away from the line. That ball came off Canberra. Yeah, it was a charge down, and it will be Canterbury to get the loose head and feed, or was it the last tackle? In fact, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's been a scrum, and here's the charge down on the halfback's kick.
Well, there's no way known that that's been charged down. He's kicked it straight into the shin of Ben Kennedy. His arms might have been up looking for a charge down, but that's not how it eventuated. I believe that it should have been possession the other way.
So Norton back. Sherwin across, Hetherington back to Talau. Talau just inside the 30-metre line. Interesting to note that kick from Sherwin. We'll come back to that. El Masri there doing a 360. It was a drop kick rather than the grubber or the drop punt. Now Stowe. Lost it, eh? So the scrum will go down, and it will be Canberra getting the loose head and feed. This will balance the scales of justice for Peter.
Yeah, good call there. The ball just popped out of Troy Stone's grasp. As you point out, Ray, been very good field position from Canterbury, and with the great form we've seen from David Peachey in the last couple of weeks, it's been all too easy to forget how Rod Silva has played. His first touch, we've already seen him run 20 or 30 metres, beating a couple of players.
Steve Price, too early. You got back, but you were too early.
10 metres against Price for Canterbury. Timely reminder from Peter Sterling there that, of course, it's not too late to make the Origin sides. A lot of people have got the name Peachy penciled in, but there's still a hope there for people like Rod Silva.
You probably see here, Ray, that we've been a little bit suspect in the middle of the ruck over the last couple of weeks, and Canberra probably look at attacking Canterbury there. Also, they'll probably hit us on the fringe of the ruck and probably try and take the ball on, hoping that our up and in defence hasn't got time to get back and set for the next play.
So the Raiders then coming across with McFadden working with Daly, a run around. Out wide they picked up Wiki, back for McFadden, ducking under a tackle, and he's put away about 22 metres out from the Canterbury line. This is as far down the ground as Canberra has been since the outset, with Ruben Wiki put down and tackled. Now on tackle number 5. They're about 21 metres in from the western touchline for Daly to go to the air. It's high, and a lot of time for the chasers. Then the bat down from Mullins, picked up by Wolford. Wolford then puts a drubbing kick in. The arm is still in the air from the referee, and it is with Canterbury now, and a problem, it would seem, for Rod Silva just inside his 10.
He did well to clean up there, Rod Silva. The ball hit his leg, went across. He was able to dive on the football. And now Canterbury looking to get out of their own danger area. Troy Stone taking it forward, well met by Brandon Pearson.
New Zealand Test centres playing in opposite teams today. Willie Talau and Ruben Wiki. Now Brad Clyde. Glenn Hughes stepping off his left foot and then back and into the defence. Waiting for him was Simon Wolford. Hetherington goes to the left of the ground, onto the sunny side of the ground, and Sherwin gets in a very good kick. He was under pressure, but he got a very deep kick in. Now Mullins brings it back. Great kick returner. One of the most exciting games, one of the most exciting players I've seen in the modern game. Mullins, and now it's with Kennedy. The young man, not looking that young these days, is beyond the 40. Wolford then unloads, and Canberra's number 4, Brandon Pearson, is put down. Right on the halfway line, no score in the match so far, with Kennedy now meeting the defence of Stone and Clyde. And here's Wolford getting the markers or catching the markers out, and he went through the gap that they provided. They're 30 metres out on 5, the Raiders, for McFadden to go to his captain. The captain puts it down on the ground, grubbing it down, and Silva comes up with the ball and runs it about 5 metres to 15 away from his line. Halligan has gone into acting half. Now Clyde. 20-metre line. Beautiful day, as we've said, and a magnificent stadium. Whoever it was that made this possible should take one large bow, because it's been made for the 2 rugby codes primarily, but also will be utilised by soccer during the Olympic Games in the year 2000. Here's Darren Smith. Under 11 for Canterbury today. What a versatile player he is. Stone now to the 40, beyond that, and then taken down. The sound of the whistle, a penalty. He's got him for the 10. And I thought for a moment it was the high tackle, but it's the 10 metres that he's indicated.
Yeah, he played reasonable advantage there, Steve Clark. Didn't blow the whistle straight away, waited for the play to be completed. He didn't see any great advantage for the Canterbury team, despite the fact they had got a bit of momentum in the previous couple of rucks. And now Daryl Halligan, premier goal kicker in the competition, has a chance to put first points on the board.
Let's take a comment from the sideline from Steve Roach. Yes, Steve?
Yeah, just quickly on Simon Wolford. It looks like to me, I've seen him play a few times this season. He looks pretty comfortable there in that number 9 jersey for the Raiders now. Very quick, a little bit like an outside back. Very quick out of that dummy half. And he makes plenty of yards from that position. So watch for him today.
He hasn't got the pressure on him probably these days that he had when Luke Prudis was with the club.
He's an ex-halfback, Ray. That's where he probably gets his speed from. He's probably played hooker over the last 4 or 5 years. And just looking at the game, I mean, both sides are bringing the ball out of their own 20-metre zone very well. So it's really going to come down to an error in the whatever team's 20-metre zone, 30-metre zone for the next team to capitalise on. And here's one now. Hopefully, Darryl can shot the goal over.
Well, it's on its way. It looks okay. In fact, you can put 2 points on the board, and that's something that Canberra are going to have to be very wary of, giving Halligan even a smell of it. He's done that. Canterbury take first points. 2-0 over Canberra, 10 minutes gone. Stephen Hughes now at 2 points to 0, 14th minute of the game. Canterbury with a penalty goal. El Masri pursued there by McClendon. And Payton is on and Bran is off. That was the change that Canberra has made. The ball goes across the line for Travis Norton. And he's put down just inside his own 40. Right opposite our broadcasting box, which is part of the new stadium complex. Magnificent boxes. And special facilities here as well for the disabled. Facilities that I haven't seen before. So it's another vote of congratulations to the people responsible for it. Kennedy now on his own 40. Damien Kennedy is on the bench for Canberra today. Ben Kennedy, of course, the more established of the two players, if you like, in the second row run onside. 16 is Payton. Not long from schoolboy football, really. Wolford to the left for Daly. Ferner with him, cuts him out. Oh, a shocking pass from Laurie Daly. You wouldn't expect it from him. But it was right down around the bootlaces and gave the catch a very little chance. Barry Ward now to the halfway line.
Yeah, but you can put that one down as the last bad pass you'll see from Laurie Daly for the afternoon.
Maybe for the year.
System. Yeah.
Ray, one thing we see now is Barry Ward on the field, and I can tell you one thing I did witness last year when they beat Canberra here was a great game from Barry Ward, and I know that we're looking for him to have a repeat performance today.
Price now. From their last 8 meetings, I think Canterbury's only won one of them, and that was in the daylight here last year. There's the head-to-head since 1982, and it's 7-1 the Raiders. That's at Bruce Stadium, I should point out. Now, there's Norton getting the ball back inside for Darren Smith. They'll go over and score. Brad Clyde, unstoppable. And Clyde is in after a blindside rush by Canterbury. 6 points to nothing, 16 gone, and Canterbury in front of Canberra.
And very well constructed, most of the back row involved. They have played good field position, although possession has evened up a little bit. On the outside, Travis Norton nearly beats the centre, but he finds good support from Darren Smith and then Brad Clyde. As Ray pointed out, he likes to scout wide these days, and he was Johnny on the spot to pick up the inside pass. Travis Norton does very, very well here. Gets a nice pass away. Darren Smith. He committed Brett Mullins. And Clyde crashes through the tackle of Ben Kennedy to put the first try on.
So Steve Roach on the sideline. It was very much the forwards to the fore. Norton, Smith, Clyde.
Yeah, well, I'd have to say that Travis Norton has added something there for the Canterbury Bulldogs side. He's only been back a couple of weeks, but he had something on the fringe of the ruck. He's a bit of a ball player, and he did well there to turn the ball back on the inside. Great play from him.
Well, he's played plenty of 5'8", Travis Norton, and he does put the ball out in front, so he always puts the defence in two minds. And this kick should put Canterbury 8 clear, and that's a good lead early on.
It's 19 out, 19 in for Darryl Halligan. And 6-0 is the score currently, but not any longer. It's 8 points to 0. A great start for Canterbury, and a tremendous blindside play that resulted in a try at the 16th minute for Canterbury to lead 8-0 on Channel 9 Sunday Football. Big welcome to our New Zealand audience today. Williamson then, as we welcome you back on this Mother's Day. And welcome back as Williamson starts for Canberra, looking up at a deficit of 8 points after 17 minutes of the game. And Darren Smith, who had a fairly big role in the previous try, taking it out on the first play. 15 away from his own line, and there's Brad Clyde, the try scorer. Second for the year for Clyde, and 40 in his career at first grade level. This is Barry Ward now in 14. Hetherington working it to the left of the ground. Price joining in. They've taken forward after forward out to the 40-metre line, and they'll be lining Sherwin up now at the back of the ruck. Hetherington then on the 40. Back he goes to his halfback, who's got a very big kick on him, but he's been a bit unsuccessful on a couple of occasions, and Canberra have come up on top of him again this time. Now McClendon, short ball up and away from Wiki, who works down the middle. Wiki will play it. No, it's a penalty going to Canberra. Hand in the play the ball, or a hand in the tackle there on the ball. And the penalty goes to the Raiders.
And you would imagine they would look to kick for goal here to put themselves the converted try behind. And good to see the referees very vigilant on that kind of penalty. In the last couple of weeks we've seen players coming in for the second tackle being penalised, and also now the hand on the ball. The Bulldog players there in no hurry to allow the man to get up and play the football. That was Ruben Wiki.
Wiki's been very dangerous around the middle of the ruck, carrying the ball out in two hands in front of him, creating that option for runners. He's a good ball runner, and you find he always lands on his stomach, on his elbows. You're always looking for a quick play of the ball, Ruben.
Made the point that a lot of teams like to attack Laurie Daly with their attack so that they can get the fatigue factor up there. He leads the tackle count for the Raiders at the moment. 11 tackles. The closest to that are both Wiki and Wolford on 7.
Daly shouting some instructions as Luke Williamson prepares to put the first points on the board for Canberra. Previously played with Brisbane Brothers back in 95, Brisbane Wests in 96, and the Australian Super League under 19s, I think it was. And there's the kick from Williamson straight between the uprights. Lovely kick, and the first points are on the board for the Raiders, pleasing the crowd. A little bit shell-shocked though, a small crowd here that were trailing by 8 points to 0. Canterbury have had the better of everything, really. 8-2 now in favour of the blue and white side that contested the grand final of last year, and replacements being made with Darren Smith getting a break.
You can see the quality of these two sides by the strength on their bench. Ward, Scott, Ralph, Perry for the Canterbury team. And Canberra, plenty of experience. McClendon, Kennedy, Payton and Wesley. Kennedy and Wesley played plenty of first grade.
Wesley bringing it back to the 20-metre. Oh, a knock on there by the number 7, McFadden. So both McFadden and McClendon have had their problems in the early part of the game.
Spoke about it earlier, Ray, how tight this game is. Mistake by Canterbury in their 30-metre zone earlier and cost us 2 points, and now another mistake by Andy McFadden. It's going to come down to those little errors.
Here's a chance for the Blue and Whites now with Willie Talau taking it to the 10-metre line, pulled down by Pearson. A desperate tackle. Dummy half is El Masri. And a long ball over to the number 15, running onto it hard. El Masri there to take it back again and go back towards the line. Dennis Scott is on for Canterbury in the headgear in 15. That's him at acting half. A short ball up to a surging run from Barry Ward, and he's met and put down. Good tackle that. Hetherington with a dummy, then a bullet-like pass away. It's gone out through Sherwin, through Hughes. Now turned inside by Norton. Clyde's out there, looking for his second try, almost in the same part of the ground. 12 metres out from the line. Across now for Stephen Hughes. He takes it up and goes to ground 10 metres out. Tackle number 5. Will they go to the air? Glenn Hughes is with the ball. Puts a little kick in. It came off. That's offside, I'd say. And it should be a penalty. It is to Canterbury right in front. Halligan doesn't get them any easier than this.
Now, I'll give 2 points here. Ruben Wiki, unfortunately, he didn't have much choice but to dive on the football, I suppose. But he was a mile offside. On this occasion, Glenn Hughes trying to just put one in behind the line. It bounced off Wesley. There you can see the reaction from Ruben Wiki. Fellas, what could I do?
Searle, I don't think Ruben even seen who the ball bounced off there. He had his back turned to the player, David Wesley, that it did bounce off.
Halligan's had the 2 shots, the 2 successes, and this one should be 3 from 3 from that simple proximity.
He'll get this, Ray.
Vivan?
He'll get this one.
So Halligan with a further 2 points to the Canterbury total, and they lead by 10 points to 2 as we take you to another break. We're coming back with more in just a moment. 23rd minute gone.
I'd like to say hello to all our viewers in Rotorua. Hope you're enjoying our Sunday coverage of National Rugby League. We have Kiwis on show this afternoon.
Rotorua of special significance to you, Peter?
I've been there, Ray. Lovely spot.
Williamson then with the restart, something that he's getting quite sick of, really. If they're not scoring tries, they're kicking goals, and Williamson has the unhappy task of restarting the game again. Played by the replacement Scott. And a strong tackle around the shoulder, says Clark. He was right on the job, although as he gets up, Glenn Hughes is rubbing his cheekbone, so he doesn't agree with the referee. Maybe it hit the shoulders and bounced up.
It was 6 on 6. Laurie Daly coming in to crunch Hughes. He did not miss.
Canterbury having the ball taken away from them, 1-on-1. McClendon 38 metres out from the line. A chance for them. Brand 29 out now. 10-metre gain by the prop forward. McFadden is the acting half. This is Corvo. Tries to fend off Hetherington. Now they're more towards the centre of the ground. McFadden across for the 19 for Canberra. That's Damien Kennedy on. They're right in front of the uprights. 15 metres out from the line. To the right they choose to go. McClendon. 5 away now. McFadden to the right for the captain. Then the grubbing kick from Daly. Work for Halligan, work for Silver. And it'll be another line drop out. So if you don't come back with some points, you come back with the next best thing.
It's a very good kicking game, isn't it? Putting pressure on. If you don't get the desired result, which is obviously a try, you'll get possession back. That takes some ability to get it in behind such a condensed defensive line. Daly very good.
Identical play from Canberra to what we saw from Canterbury at the other end of the ground. Only difference was Canterbury got a penalty and 2 points for their visit down that end of the park.
And Glenn Hughes has left the field after that tackle by Laurie Daly. Vainicolo taking it over the 40, winding up. Big collision with Price.
Had a splendid test match a fortnight or so back. Now Brand tackled on the 30 by Hetherington, and Robert Relf is on in 16. McClendon, and then dummies twice, including one to Daly, and then Kennedy. Ben Kennedy inside the 20. He appealed for a penalty. Should have got one too. Corvo for Pearson. Not too high according to the referee, and Pearson tries again.
But numbers to the right if they can get there quickly.
That's where they're heading, and it's gone away for Daly wide, turns it in, Ferner will score! David Ferner goes in for yet another try, working off Daly, and David Ferner 10-6 Canterbury over Canberra with 13 of the first half to go. Watch it again.
And this play had plenty to do with the try being scored. It was Brandon Pearson staying alive, getting centre field. He attracted a number of defenders that left them short over the far side. And Laurie Daly, you can see there, not many numbers for the Bulldogs. Instead of going wide, David Furner, he loves coming back on the inside, and Jason Hetherington just a little bit slow in coming across. He'll be disappointed with that effort. David Furner, a prolific try scorer. In fact, the only forward who've ever scored over 100 points in 7 seasons in a row, and David Furner gets a try next to the posts. An easy conversion for Luke Williamson.
Well, he's been a tower of strength for Canberra, David Furner. The career try that he's just scored is number 44, but that boot of his has been so valuable. But apart from all of that, his enthusiasm, his work rate, and his availability, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Must be also pushing Origin selection as well, Ray. He's been been in very good form over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and his name would certainly be up there.
They certainly wouldn't lose anything using David Furner again in a rep jumper. He wouldn't let anybody down.
There's a lot of talk about maybe some young, inexperienced players getting a New South Wales jersey. That's fine, and I think we should have a couple of those, but you've also got to have the guys who've been there and done it before provide that experience, and David Furner, he's been a wonderful player at both state and Australian level.
10 points to 6 then, but there's 2 points waiting here for Luke Williamson from right in front, 11 metres out, and the flags are in the air. So 10 points to 8 now. The Canterbury Bulldogs leading the Canberra Raiders. 27 minutes gone, and another look at the try with Steve Roach on the sideline.
Yeah, gee, he did well, Laurie Daly. Look how calm he is. He brings the defence up into him, turns the ball on the inside to Furner, and they've made that much yardage up in between and inside all game. That's something that the Canterbury defence will have to work on.
Darryl Halligan wearing the headgear following that cheekbone injury that put him out for about 5 weeks, as his kick goes down deep into the corner. Vainikolo bringing it back on a serve. 19 away from his own line. Did well to come off his own line and get as far as he did, really. This is Brand. Nothing too flash about Anthony, but he's got a very high work rate. Now Corvo carries it on, so we've had Vainikolo, Brand, and now Corvo, and they've made it out 35 from their own line for a little bloke McFadden to try and burrow under the defence to the 45-metre point. 4 plays as Canberra work it towards halfway for Ben Kennedy, and then he looked for David Furner once, twice, and then took the tackle on 5 away from McFadden for McClendon, and McClendon kicks, and Halligan right underneath it on his 20-metre line, and is put down there by Daly and by Luke Williamson.
He's a very safe player, Darryl Halligan, but he's not the kind of guy who's going to run it back 50 or 60 metres. Talau Millie beats a tackle. So it's fairly obvious that that's the wing that Canberra would prefer to kick to. Here's the other guy that they could. Hazem El Masri, very evasive, and centre field looking for more work.
Canterbury have used Adam Perry. He's out there playing at acting half in jumper number 18. Stocky build of the player. And a penalty goes to Canterbury against the tacklers for being there too long.
I'm sure Canberra wouldn't be happy with that penalty, Ray. I mean, it takes a lot of pressure off the Bulldogs here, and I think Stephen Clark's had a fairly good game so far today.
Stone running hard, but meeting an equal defence. Perry is 18, and then it's gone to the 15. That's Scott, and oh, gee, they put him down heavily. He met the full muscle of Brand and Corvo, and they congratulate each other, and Scott is crumbled on the ground.
Yeah, I think it was Corvo that did most damage here, Ray. He backslams him, the number 10. Pushes him down, although I've got to say Anthony Brandon driving with some damage as well. He's up and played the football. Stone finds support on the outside in Robert Ralph. He tries to, well, the referee has claimed it was pushed out, so another penalty.
Well, Halligan will get a shot at goal. Anthony Brand, the offender, obviously pumped up after that previous tackle.
Darryl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Shot at goal, boys. Mate, I don't see it as a problem, to be honest with you, but I'm conscious of it, and I was looking forward, as I said at the start of the game, I want good, clean play of the ball, so that's why I'm conscious of it. I'll keep looking at it. Yep. Mate, an open game suits me as much as it does you. There. Suits me too.
Well, it suits us all.
That's right. Yeah. Let's get them back 15 metres, both sides, and we'll have a nice open game, Laurie. Halligan minus the headgear will take this kick from right in front. This was for 700 goals in his illustrious career as a goal kicker, and Darryl Halligan has brought it up. 700, not a bad effort. 2 further points, 12-8 now.
Ray, having experienced both codes, rugby union and rugby league, I'd have to say that Darryl Halligan would be the best goal kicker I've seen in the game. His strike rate is just unbelievable. I think it's up around 98%.
Oh, it's quite fantastic, and I see that he's now brought out his own Darryl Halligan tee, which gives him even a higher accuracy ratio.
Yeah, I've been using it on the golf course as well, Ray. Very, very accurate.
Yeah, I was going to say, it hasn't helped you much at all. Absolute failure, abject failure, whatever tees you're using. 19 away from their own line, Canterbury, 12-8, the Halligan boot. The Halligan boot is the difference. This is Stone now. Steve Roach, your comment on that last penalty?
Yeah, well, those sort of things can break your back. To me, it looked like Robert Ralph was trying to force the football here to offload. And there's a hand in over the top. Well, he's still struggling to get. We've got to do something about that rule.
Stone now. Playing a vigorous game today, Troy Stone. He made representative football a couple of years ago. And this is Sherwin. I don't quite know what happened to him. He lost his footing. He was crawling along the ground and then got a kick in from Mullins, who beats Norton and then splices through. Vainicolo comes down the right side and is eventually put down. Strong football. Good performances by Mullins and Vainicolo and the Canterbury halfback. Now a lofted pass, badly thrown, and Kennedy is there on the end of it. Probably wishing he wasn't. Couple of metres on their own side of halfway, the Raiders. The crowd starting to get behind them. Nagus, who's been conspicuous by his absence. They haven't had much opportunity on the left side of the ground. But Ken Nagus, he's gone looking for it now. Here he goes with a run, turning it back immediately to McClendon. Or is it? Yes, it is McClendon. He plays it back for Wolford now to scurry inside the 20, put a grubbing kick in. Darren Smith is there, and the kicker is there to pull him down with the help of the number 19, Damien Kennedy. 12 points to 8 is the score in favour of Canterbury, and as I just mentioned, it's Halligan's boot that is the difference. Darren Smith got the try, and David Furner responded for Canberra. This is Stephen Hughes on his own 20. Perry pushing Clyde out of the way, and Ralph goes ahead, bumps away from Ricky, taken by Bran and Corvo. This dummy half, David Middleton was telling me, comes from Laurie Daly's hometown, in the Riverina town of Junee, and this is him with the ball unloading now. Away for Travis Norton, who gets a nice kick in, plenty of style about it, and a lot of quality too as Mullins brings it back. And he'll be made to play it back on his own 30-metre line.
Something, I was going to say, Ray, something that Steve Fakes has stressed all week, that the kick chase has to be very, very good, has to be on its game today against a player with Mullins' calibre.
Penalty for Canberra. And on the halfway line, they take the tap, and Corvo takes the first play from Wolford then. Away from McClendon to give to Ricky, taking them on straight up and down. Perry made the tackle. Now to the blind side. McClendon making a couple of metres. Again, Perry makes the tackle. They're 32 metres away from the Canterbury line for Daly. Daly back in, and Pearson wrapped up immediately with no ground to be gained. 2 to go, I'd say, as Furner then tries to work back in behind to play the ball. Tackle number 5. Wolford going across to McClendon and then on for Daly, and Daly puts a high bomb in the air. They all appear to be onside, the Raiders, and then El Masri flies through the air and comes down with it.
Not the first time this year, the Ray. He's been exceptional in the air with high balls. He's scored, I think, around 3 or 4 tries through those types of takes, and it's no fluke. He puts a lot of work in, has him, and he's certainly very good under the high ball.
Yeah, he must be in good form, El Mashri, because I've got a wrap on Leicester. They play first division at the moment, so plenty of strength on the flanks for the Bulldogs. As Darren Smith, first receiver on to Clyde, flat-footed. He's thumped down on the 30-metre line. Brett Mullins appears as though he might have some kind of groin injury, but not too serious as Smith can't beat the tackle.
Edging closer to half-time, about 4.5 minutes away. Stephen Hughes getting a kick in. The bounce is good for Canterbury, but eventually Nagus gets there in time, flops the ball down to the support, and it's Daly who goes back across the halfway line. Canberra then counter-punching, and a penalty goes to them.
He did very well to pick that up off his bootlaces, Laurie Daly. It was a tough pass put out the back by Ken Nagus. Now, a good chance late in this first half. Canberra to come up with something. It's not easy to do. It actually hit his boot. And then he proceeded to lose it as well.
4-4 the penalties. And the Raiders with probably their last chance before half-time for further points, and they bomb it. Came off the hand of McFadden and went forward. Canterbury will get the loose head and feed 20 metres away from their own line.
Ray, I know you say this all the time, but have a look who takes over from Brett Mullins' spot at fullback, Kenny Nagus. It's a nice little swap, isn't it?
Darren Smith. Norton! Ah, tremendous break. Carries him down to the 40-metre line. Rod Silva joins in, and then a great tackle. I think it was Ruben Wiki that made the tackle. Vainicolo comes back, and Vainicolo will be made to play the ball. Ruben Wiki it was, a tremendous tackle on Rod Silva. And Canberra with Kennedy now, just outside his own 40-metre line. 2.5 minutes to the break, and another Canberra penalty. And Clark is losing his patience.
Yeah, we're not far away from a sin bin.
Got 3 penalties in a row for the same thing, all right? Hold them down.
Certainly agree with that penalty there, Ray, but I must say that little talk that Daly's had, putting a little bit of pressure on Clark, has worked at the other end of the field 3 or 4, about 5 minutes ago.
They've done well to get out of that, the Raiders. Coming across in cover defence, Ruben Wiki and Damien Kennedy, not the quickest players in their team.
So Todd Payton, Al Meninga perched in the coach's box, watching as Ferner launches another raid for Mal's team. To the left, they come to McFadden, in for McClendon, stepping, and Perry is there to make the tackle with Stowe. 21 away, centre of the ground. Daly lurking, Corvo responding, and so too Kennedy. Ben Kennedy playing it now. Just inside the 20-metre line, Daly goes across to the right of the ground and gives a pass for Wiki. Not held, gets it back. Daly waits. Daly comes across. Then Corvo. Corvo stands and delivers. Then Ferner lofts the ball out. Danger here for Canberra, with Canterbury swooping on the loose ball. And a quick play the ball for Stephen Hughes. Round the corner pass for Darren Smith. Darren goes out to the 40-metre line. That's where Canberra put him away. Fluctuating fortunes for both these sides. They've been up and back, all in the space of about 60 seconds.
What about the pick up from Sherwin there? Looking for the intercept, the wayward pass. Took it on the fly and picked up 10 or 15 metres. A quick play of the ball, giving Canterbury a chance late in this first half. Troy Stone takes it 41 out.
Little over a minute to go in the first half. Stone playing it, Silva using the blind side. Norton putting it onto the right foot, wedging it down into the corner. Vainicolo watches it go. Dead in goal, and it will come back to the 20 for the restart. With just on a minute to go to the break. 12-8. 1 try apiece as Pearson brings it away. And Halligan, his boot, with more opportunities, might add, has been the difference of the first half. An even contest. We're in for a great second half, I'm sure. Ben Kennedy thinking about chancing his arm to Nagus. Nagus now from dummy half, running across and straightening off that right foot. You never see what looks like an orthodox, simple tackle on Nagus. He always seems to make some ground. Wolford did well. Nagus supported. Wiki away. Daly on. Pearson can't handle. Norton has got it for Canterbury, but there's another knock on, and this scrum will barely have time to pack. Mal riding every pass, every tackle with them.
Fantastic pressure by Daryl Halligan coming in there and knocking the play off. It was him popping up there that really caused the pressure for the drop ball. So, well done, Daryl.
So there it is, the halftime siren here at Bruce Stadium in front of only a very small crowd, really. On Mother's Day, it is Canterbury leading Canberra by 12 points to 8, and I'm sure we're in for a great second half. Don't go away. Back with us in just a moment. Welcome back to Bruce Stadium here in the national capital with Canterbury, the visitors, leading the home team 12 points to 8. One try apiece. And here's some match statistics through the courtesy of Mitsubishi with Peter.
And the Bulldogs have had more possession, and that has helped their cause. Completion rate a touch better than their opponents as well. I suppose the biggest difference there is the bottom. The handling errors 2-1 against the Raiders, something they'll need to sort out.
And we're ready now for the second half. 4 points the difference. One try apiece, and the kick down deep into the eastern corner, and bringing it back is Scott, who started the game on the bench. He's had a lot of game time, though. Now Clyde, who got the try for Canterbury. Tremendous blindside play by Norton, Darren Smith, and ending with Bradley Clyde. They each played a very big part. Sherwin's pass is a horror ball for Darren Smith, and he may have to pay the extreme penalty here. 23 metres away, right in front of the sticks. He gave an awful pass down and behind Darren Smith.
It was a planned move there from the kickoff, work it up a couple and then try and get it a little bit wider. Now McFadden finds Daly. Bit of space too, finds some room on the outside of Silver. Finally takes him 18 out.
So to the right of the ground they come back, and Nagus.
That's a voluntary tackle.
You would have thought it was. Now they come over with Ricky to the centre of the ground. And Ruben is put down about 7 metres out from the line. The proximity is close to those uprights. And then Daly back inside. And Ben Kennedy's gone without it. So Canterbury coming up with it in a very scrappy start to the second half. I'm still trying to work out what happened to Ken Nagus.
Well, he was going to be called for a shepherd, I think, if he continued on. So he tried to get himself out of the situation. And to do so, he fell down, but it's a voluntary tackle.
Well, it was until they jumped on him. Once they put a hand on him, they rubbed the voluntary tackle out of it. But anyway, thank you for that, Mr. Director. Now we know what happened to Ken Nagus. Now Hetherington, straight up the middle, 45 away from his own line, almost to the halfway. In that big NRL sign. Round 10 of the National Rugby League. As the kick down the ground bounces up for Mullins, back with us in the second half. And we'll learn more about half-time with Steve and Ricky in just a moment. As Mullins has put down, good time to go to Steve Roach on the sideline.
Yeah, I've got injured Raider Jason Croker. Jason, what did Mel have to say at half-time? It was a pretty even contest in the first half.
Yeah, that's true. We just got to work on our marker defence, and the boys are playing pretty well. We've just got to hang in there, and we'll probably go down to the last couple of minutes in this game. Yeah, the last pass was a problem there in the first half. It looked like some good attack there, but then the ball going to ground. Yeah, the last pass is not going to the chest, and we just got to work on that and just put the ball in goal and hopefully get the double sets on them. Yeah, a tough side to play against too, the Doggies. They don't give you anything. They're always in your face. Yeah, that's true. They're a very physical side, and we just got to wrestle a little bit more on the ground and hopefully get a quick play the ball and Simon make some yards in the middle of the ruck there. All right, mate. Thanks for your time. I know you'll be back with a hamstring injury. You'll be back next week. Yeah. Thanks very much, mate. Just throw to Ricky Stewart too. He's been in the Doggies dressing room to find out what Steve Folkes had to say at half-time. Ricky, you there?
Yes, Steve, very, very happy with the first half performance. Needs improvement around the play the ball area. He thinks that we're just not as quick as Canberra in that area. He said we just can't knock off around the middle of the ruck. He said that's where they're making a lot of yardage. They're not getting us wide. He said please don't knock off there. And he wants a very good kicking game in the opening 20 minutes here. He thinks that's very important.
Well, he's lost the ball here, Darren Smith, and it was another fine tackle by Ruben Wiki. I'm not saying it would have led to a try, but it's the second time Wiki has made a desperate tackle. Not only did he make a great tackle on Darren Smith, which you're about to see, but the ball has come free as Darren Smith hits the ground. And there was just that hesitation with Wiki. He looked up as though he was going to be penalised. And then the referee ruled that Darren Smith lost the football and packs a scrum. So 42 metres out from the Canterbury line. It's with Daly, and the cross goes for Pearson. Now Williamson steps back inside. And Luke Williamson playing in the centres with Brandon Pearson plays it. Daly goes back, picks up Brand going straight. And Brand has a fragile grip on it. Blood around the eyes there of Kenny Nagus. Wesley it was as he comes from the ground. So a blood bin on David Wesley. Wolford looking around, calling for instructions. And here it's Corvo. Straight up and down run. Good yards. 15 away from the line. Ferner gets a bad pass. Now it's gone out for Pearson. Oh, that was a heavy tackle by Talau. 5 tackles now. Ferner at dummy half. McFadden puts it to the boot. And it goes high. It's got the right depth on it, but Silver is there and equal to the task.
He just wanted to be a little bit wider with that kick as Steve Price takes it up from the restart. Made it a little bit too hard for his chasers to get through in time. Brad Clyde now, he's made plenty of metres a game this afternoon. 2 tackles, now 40 out, so they picked up 20 metres in rapid time.
Having a fine game, Clyde. Steve gave him a huge compliment at half-time, saying his work rate was very high, and he's given him a great rap, and it's great to see that Brad comes home here to have such a big game.
Hetherington now. Guest commentator today, Ricky Stewart, the suspended Canterbury halfback, as Sherwin puts in a kick that bounces up and gives McClendon a chance. McClendon away from Halligan and pulled down by Travis Norton just inside their own 10-metre line.
I don't think the fat man will get another start. Oh, here's a dangerous pass there to Ben Kennedy. He did well to take that. The attention of Stephen Hughes.
Vainicolo now.
This is dangerous stuff right on your own line. Stephen Hughes read that there might be a chance. It was a high take for Kennedy, so he's fairly exposed.
It was almost a blind pass too. It really offered itself to the interceptor. Brad is inside their own 40, Canberra. Daly's kick, remember that, is from inside the 40, but it's nowhere near the sideline. It's got a lot of depth about it. Halligan's got to bring it back. And here comes the chase from Canberra. And he doesn't make it. Well, it's been a tremendously weighted kick from Laurie Daly, and then a tremendous chase by Canberra.
You will not see a better kick than that one from Laurie Daly. He was under a little bit of pressure. He's kicking from poor field position, 30 out from his own line. So this ball has travelled 75 metres. And yes, the chase was excellent. Wasn't a particularly good bounce for Halligan. Williamson gets down there with a couple of mates.
The problem here is we just watch Ruben Wiki coming away. The moment we left Ruben there, he waved anxiously to the bench and he was shaking that wrist that he has heavily bandaged each weekend. So this was Ruben after making the tackle, and they've got him off immediately.
Very important set of 6 this 6 for both sides. I think that Canberra would be looking to score very early in this half, and Canterbury, we have to get out of our own 40-50 metre zone.
Corvo. Wolford away to the right. Ferner shows it. Goes out for Mullins. Mullins taken to ground and the ball comes loose for Norton. Canterbury come back off their 10 with Silver, one of the better counter punches in the game. Tremendous run.
And again, the mistake was forced from a block back busting tackle from Willie Talau.
Ward, look at them go in on him. Barry Ward tackled 30 out from his own line. This is Scott, and Scott is put down, hammered into the ground by Corvo.
Brett Mullins leaving the field after that strong tackle from Talau. McClendon goes back to fullback. It's Canterbury through Clyde, finds Norton, straightens up, still offloads to Hetherington.
Well, the captain running across and then straightening, and pulled down 5 metres into Canberra's area. Dummy half, Darryl Halligan. Clyde carries it forward. He's been playing wide, but he's also the sort of player that in any set of 6 he'll take it up twice for you, either as a prop or a wide running second rower. Here's a high bomb. They don't come any higher. Vainicolo, I thought he had it, but it's come down with McClendon.
I think you might find that he did have it, Ray, and he's offloaded that to McClendon. Very Very confident in McGlinnan there with that ball.
Here's the volcano. He's erupted from inside the 20. Still going, tackled 5 metres his side of halfway. Canberra, off 30 for Nagus. Nagus, he's pulled down 35 out from the line. Wolford for Brand. Brand inside, picked up by McFadden. McFadden put away. 15 from the line. Daly wants it. It's out to McClendon now. Then for Daly. Daly fends away from one. Runs into heavy traffic. Looks to flick it out the back. And then eventually it is touched in flight. It's 6 more for Canberra. They go to the blind side. Wolford fires the pass. And Canterbury had another touch on it. But it's gone forward according to the referee.
Oh, it's not just the volcano that's erupted. The Raiders have. Great passage of play there, and they'll have another set of 6 coming from that knockdown by the Bulldog defender. Great work from Nagus. Vane Nicolo and Laurie Daly in looking to offload. Ball touched the Canterbury player. Another set of 6. Tough to hold out here.
Halfback McFadden didn't know what to do. McFadden to McClendon. And the junior Max combined now for Brandon Pearson. It's loose. It's picked up. It's Canberra launching at the line. Played quickly and away from Wolford. It's on the ground and a chance for Canterbury. And Sherwin is with it for them. Now El Masri. Well, forward pass will give Canberra basically another set of 6. That'll be what, 3 back-to-back.
What's going on out there? A complete breakdown in communication from the previous play of the ball from the Raiders. The Bulldogs, they were gone, and now we've got a forward pass from El Masri to his support player. Just called back.
Injury report, Stephen, on Brett Mullen.
Yeah, he's been off the field a couple of times. He's desperate to get back out there again. He's just had, it's an abductor muscle there. He's done it a couple of weeks ago. Desperate to get back out there for the Raiders.
Daly now takes it to them. He's tackled just inside the 20-metre line. They're right in the centre of the park. The Raiders, Ferner inside ball. Ben Kennedy to the 10-metre line. They're just to the right of the uprights. Wolford across. McFadden pushes on. And here's Nagus splitting through. He's a metre from the line to be played by Ken Nagus. Wolford goes to the blind side. McFadden's pass off the shoulder of Ferner. And McClendon goes in the corner, waiting for Stephen Clark. He takes the touch judge report and he wants the video referee.
I think it's a try, Ray. I think he's got the ball down and he's done a great job in doing so.
Then put it on the line, so we just...
The referee has got some doubt as to maybe a double movement here, putting the ball down short and then promoting it to get it on the line. I don't think he had time to do that.
Well, this is the incident. And I would have thought that the tackle has actually pushed him onto the try line. So I can't see any hint there of a double movement.
No, I think you're exactly right, Ray. He might come down short, but the Canterbury players in coming over the top, put the ball onto the line. I think it will be 4 points, and it's been coming for the last couple of minutes.
So we're expecting the green light on this one, and there it is. So it's a try to Canberra that brings them level. 12 points all, with Mark McClendon scoring their second try at the 52nd minute. This is how it came.
This ball is batted on. It's good work from the inside man, trying to get there as quickly as possible, David Ferner. But still plenty to do for Mark McClendon. Played a couple of different positions already this afternoon.
Was there a hint that the baton was forward?
I don't think so, Ray.
Okay, fine. Just thought I'd ask. McClendon then short, and the push of the tackle. He's done no promoting at all, McClendon. The only promotion came from the tackler. Well, apart from a very brief interruption, I think they're on the 4th set of 6 that they'd been given. So, I mean, that's really having a death wish on yourself in rugby league. From the sideline, Luke Williamson. It's on its way. Looks good, looks good. Oh, it looks beautiful for Canberra. 14 to 12. 52nd minute. Kiwi international, Darryl Halligan, doing something he hasn't had to do much of today. Canberra bringing it back with their forwards. Third play for them, and Ferner Little Wolford scurries around the park. Busy as they come. Now from Williamson, it's gone behind McClendon. Some of this passing today, honestly, it's been very substandard. For then the kick charged down, and trying to put a kick on it was Vainikolo. Canterbury come up with it, but he's found a knock on. So this is going to give Canberra even further impetus.
He was between a rock and a hard place there, Daryl Halligan. The ball was spinning around. He had to dive on it. Vainikolo actually tries to kick it through. A pretty brave effort here from Daryl Halligan to go down on it in front of the Vainikolo kick. And unfortunately, knocks on.
Between a rock and a hard place. He was nearly on the end of Vainikolo's boot as Canberra look for Mullins out wide, and Mullins is tackled.
Great hands, Mullins.
35 metres away from the Canterbury line. Daly found himself a dummy half. Nagus takes it inside the 30-metre line. Played back for Wolford. Wolford can't find his playmaker. It's with the 16 for Canberra. It's Todd Payton, and Payton will play it. More towards centre ground, just outside the 20. Wolford away now for McClendon. Now they've got their act together. He dummies, and Ferner goes through the middle. Was there a Shepherd there? Yes. A penalty goes to Canterbury.
Yeah, I know.
Great let off there for Canterbury. It takes a little bit of pressure off now, hoping to get back down into Raiders territory. It's been a very fast game though, Ray, you'd have to agree.
Well, it's been an exciting game, Rick, and it's certainly kept everybody very much on their feet. 14 points to 12, Canberra over Canterbury. And our comments today, our special comments coming from Ricky Stewart. Robert Relf now. It must have been an eerie experience at half-time, Rick, not being able to go into the Canberra sheds.
Yeah,
hadn't thought about it.
Nearly walked into the wrong shed, mate. Another thing I forgot to mention, something that Bakes has said at half-time, he wanted to show some more variety around the ruck. There's another mistake comes here from the Bulldogs. But we need more variety around the dummy half area, something that can get us going forward a little bit more.
Both sides have got plenty of variety in their play, but at the moment, what's needed is just a couple of good sets of 6, no mistakes. Get the forwards taking the ball on the advantage line, and a nice kick at the end.
And that statistic gives you an idea. Here's Canberra making a clean break. McClendon pursued, pushes away from Darren Smith, who comes again. Great play by Darren Smith. They're 9 metres away from the line. Williamson now pushes it on. McFadden goes back in, and Ben Kennedy in 13 unloads for Williamson, and he will play the ball. 15 out from the Canterbury line. Corvo! Hetherington wedging the ball against the midriff. Wolford now to the left of the ground, picking up McFadden. Daly is wide. Daly tries to put Ferner through, and Canterbury come away. This is the halfback in 17, Sherwin.
Well, great attacking play there from McClendon, but wonderful cover defence from Darren Smith. He's got it all. Whether he's in the centre or in the back row, he's a class act. You just feel as though McClendon's got to run away from them here. The fend comes out, gets away from Smith. It's just wonderful. Second, third effort from Smith.
Well, I think I've always said McClendon's one of the fastest footballers I've ever played with, and for Darren to equal the speed there and also make the tackle was an amazing effort.
Certainly one of the plays of the day. Darren Smith in defence, then on Mark McClendon. Here's Rod Silver coming in, looking for work. He's just into Canberra's territory as they play it and go across for the kick from Norton. And it sits up pretty abruptly, really, and Nagus is back at fullback. Mullins is off again. And Nagus will play the ball. A few metres inside the 20. Daly a dummy half. They just lost a little bit of direction, Canberra, in the last few minutes of play. You may have heard me say that the dummy half, Wolford, was looking for his playmaker. And I do feel they've just been a little bit disorganised in the last few moments. Wolford now, waiting for Kennedy. And the run is there for Ruben Wiki, who's played very strong today. His defence has been one of the features of the game. Desperate defence. Todd Payton now, brought down a few metres from the halfway line. Wolford gets a kick in from dummy half. Sends Silva rushing back to the in goal. The chase is on. He'll get back easily. And then he'll feel the brunt of the defence, and it's McFadden that makes it. 14-12 and 59th minute. El Masri. Canterbury uprights, right behind them. Hughes.
And they've had a lot of defence to do just lately, Canterbury, finding it hard to get players back to run it out of this danger area. Looks like Barry Ward taking it forward.
Perry.
Back to Perry.
This is El Masri now with a weaving run. It's carried him about 15 metres on tackle 5 to the 40 for the kick now. Off the boot of Hughes, who's wearing a headgear, I think. Glenn Hughes, yes he is. Remember, he had that heavy tackle that got him around the cheekbone after bouncing up off the shoulders, according to the referee, that is. Nagus will play it now, 11 metres out from his own line. Daly using Vainikolo as an extra forward. And Vainikolo was tackled this time without making the big break that he did on the previous occasion.
And now it's Canberra having trouble getting troops back to do the heavy stuff. That's David Wesley taking it forward. Both sides looking tired. And still a quarter of this game to go.
It's all the bicycle work that Canterbury pumps into them that might have them coming home the better in this match. Talking of bicycles, Brett Mullins is on one at the moment, trying to get some feeling back into that groin injury. As Daly puts a kick in, it bounces up and Halligan comes back to Luke Williamson, who snaps the legs from under him, 33 metres out from the line.
Must be frustrating when you look down, they've taken your wheels away.
How did your bike ride go, by the way, Mr. Stewart?
Well, we're happy to never see another bike again, right?
Talau. 41 metres out from his own line. 14-12. Canberra by 2. El Masri. Might be my imagination, but both he and Silva have put themselves into the game more prominently in the second half. 15 is Scott. Now for Perry, a dummy half to push it away on the right, and Sherwin for Relf, and Relf for Hughes, and Hughes, Glenn for his brother Stephen, and Stephen will play the ball. 33 metres out from the Canberra line. Fishing for a little penalty. It wasn't forthcoming. The boot of Sherwin. It goes very high, not a great deal of length in it, and up above the pack is Nagus. There are some thrilling players in this game. We saw one on Friday night. Rogers, we've seen El Masri today. Nagus not to be outdone, right up above them as well. Watch him fly here. Up he goes, Kenny Nagus.
And almost into top gear straight away. Brilliant acceleration.
Amazing the number of people that haven't got him in their origin side. 19 for Canberra is Damien Kennedy. He will play the ball right on the halfway line as Wolford sends Corvo ahead, and Corvo runs into Wiki before offloading for Wolford to give it back for McFadden, and McFadden is tackled by Robert Relf. Together there with Steve Price. Now the sound of the whistle. It's been lost in the play, the ball. We will take a break. 14-12. Back in a moment. (14-12) then. And being on the last tackle, the turnover came for Canterbury and Troy Stone. It's just a couple of metres into opposition territory now for Perry to go to the blind side. Scott turns it back. Stone waits. Unexpectedly, he got the ball. 38 from the line, down by 2 points. And time starting to run out. 18 to go. Silver into the back line. Talau goes back in and away. Left a Canberra player clutching at air. It was Damien Kennedy. Eventually tackled by Corvo and Wiki. Now Norton puts it up in front of Scott, who goes up the middle, and he will play the ball 22 metres out from the Canberra line. Perry gives it on the right. Sherwin pushes it along the line. Now Glenn Hughes steps back inside and is put away eventually after beating Todd Payton. Now it's with Sherwin again. He's 12 metres out from the line. The ball goes for Travis Norton. The kick is there. Nagus puts a shadow over it. And it'll be interesting, but it's a line dropout. A close call. Nagus can't quite believe it.
He was willing it to go over the dead ball line. Just sat up right at the death. Travis Norton, he had plenty of numbers there, but put it in. And the pressure coming through was from Brad Clyde, forcing Nagus to bat the ball away.
So first division today as we come away from the slow-mo. Canberra 30, Canterbury 12. Another chance here for Canterbury. The drop kick is good. It was a full 50 metres. Glenn Hughes sending Dennis Scott back to be tackled just inside the 40-metre line. Play in the centre of the ground. Canberra's end of the park. Travis Norton. Everything he does has a little touch of class above it. And this is Willie Talau now. Just inside the 30, playing it back for Perry. And he goes to the left to join with Norton. Norton put down on the 20-metre line. Canberra have had to weather a lot of attack. Can they hold again? Sherwin seems to have had some trouble with his footing today. Now it is Price who's going to play the ball 12 metres out. Centre of the ground. Norton again cutting out Stone. The ball bouncing for Sherwin. Then for Glenn Hughes. He's over. Glenn Hughes is over. Canterbury are back in front. 16-14. And if you ever had any doubts who the number 7 from Canterbury is barracking for, we just saw it in the broadcasting box. Sit down, Ricky. Come back off the ceiling.
He doesn't do bad cartwheels for an old bloke, Stuart.
Oh.
Just a simple missed tackle out wide on Hughes. I think it's David Wesley. And in fact, it was 2 players. But Wesley didn't come across on the inside with any great urgency. And an arm tackle by the man on the outside. I'm pretty sure it's Payton, yes. And unfortunately, simple missed tackles in these games cost you dearly. This will be 6 points.
And this is how it came for Canterbury.
Ray, you notice that Canberra's been playing a very, very compressed defence. Viewers probably won't see it as much on the television. Playing a very, very compressed defence because they have that slide defence, and they really do depend on the man on the inside. And in that case there, you know, Glenn Hughes making the step and running into an arm tackle, causing him to bust that arm tackle and scoring the try. But the compressed defence in the middle of the ruck there is really knocking us off there. They've been defending very well against our play down the middle.
So Halligan gets a further 2 points. Mr. Reliable puts 2 more points on the board. Steve Folkes relaxes just a little. A more concerned Mal Meninga, 18-14 Canterbury.
Today's match announced by Oracle.
Yep.
4 points the margin. In favour of the Dogs now. As we welcome you back to Bruce Stadium. The eastern side still bathing in beautiful sunshine. Getting a bit chilly over on the western side. Canterbury a lot warmer now though. They're in front. This lead has changed and changed again. Clyde playing it back for Hetherington to run. Beyond the 30. Perry. Price. I called him Perry, I should have called him Sherwin. Now Silver. Stone galloping. Running hard, Troy Stone today. Completions, about 75% for both of them. Now, looking back on the inside and finding a runner was Sherwin, the halfback. He found Glenn Hughes. Now, Travis Norton working off a bad pass, putting a kick in delicately. And it's McClendon who comes back to Norton to be tackled about 12 metres out from his own line there. Vainicola made one almighty run, but it looks to have taken a bit of petrol out of the tank. And now Furner, who got a try, the first for Canberra today. Pearson, and now it's Brown. They're on their 30, as you can see. Nagus, done some good things today, Ken Nagus. Playing it back for Wolford to the right of the ground for the kick and the charge down. And Glenn Hughes did that and then looked around and couldn't see the football. Nagus then beats him. Nagus then comes to Norton, gets it away for Daly. And Daly comes back towards his own 40-metre line, tackled by Hetherington. Captain on captain. Wiki. Has Daly been quiet in the second half, or is it my imagination, Stella?
I think he's found it a little bit difficult to get into the position that he wants to be. He's got a fairly new half back there. The dummy half play for both teams been all
Wolford's gone right through! Wolford, snapped down by Silver. 20 metres out from the line. McFadden gives it. A running Ruben Wiki. An offload to Mark McClendon. Then to Laurie Daly. The pass taken by Kelly. Halligan for Canterbury. Whoa!
Well, the last pass has been a problem for both teams this afternoon, and if Laurie Daly could have that over again, he'd hold on to the football and take the tackle. El Masri going centre field now.
Well, this was the rush from Wolford. He went straight through some tired defence and then Silver. And then the passage of play that involved Laurie Daly, which you would love to have it again.
Right, haven't both hookers had outstanding games today? Obviously, Jason Hetherington looking at the Queensland Origin spot, and Simon Wolford. I mean, he's an underrated player, Simon Wolford. He's had a big game today.
You're not wrong there, Rick. We might come back to that as Norton unloads. Clyde is there now to Lau. Clyde goes with him. Oh, the pass behind him, and Wolford is there for Canberra. Well, there's been some golden opportunities go in the last 60 seconds. Both of them almost certainly tries. And this pass back on the inside is badly directed, although Brad would probably tell you I've caught many of those in the past. Yeah, Wolford, he's lost nothing alongside Hetherington today. But Ricky's comment reminds me of the good young hookers around. As Nagus combines with McFadden. McFadden! Oh, the little junior burger. He's about 7 or 8 metres away from the Canterbury line. Wolford is there. Daly is there. Now it's Ferner. Ferner's 2 metres from the line on 5. Tremendous excitement here as the Raiders try to get the 2 points. It came off a Canterbury boot. He played at the ball. And referee Clark says play on with 6 more tackles. Wiki tackled 10 away. Wolford and McFadden. Now McClendon. Then Luke Williamson. Can he get his arms free? He's tackled a metre from the line. McClendon at acting. Then for Nagus, and Nagus takes them on. They're to the centre of the ground. Wolford into dummy half, pushing McClendon away out of that position. McFadden with it, back for Bran, and Bran is tackled on 5.
A couple of very ordinary plays there from Canberra, now the last.
Now it's with Daly. Daly puts another kick in. They'll try and put El Masri away. He doesn't have to do that. It's gone dead in goal. Line drop out, and Canberra will come back.
It is a disjointed Canberra attack this afternoon. They had no width there. Look, Laurie Daly and the winger, that's all on that side of the field.
Steve Roach, a comment.
Yeah, if they lose this game, they've only got themselves to blame. Just on Laurie Daly, I was told at half-time that he missed the last 2 training sessions. I thought he's been a bit quiet today, but there's the excuse.
Sherwin will line drop out. The ball will go back to Canberra.
22 tackles might have something to do with it as well.
So 42 metres out, they start their progress with Corvo reaching the 20-metre line. That's a tremendous run by him. He ran as far as the defenders did coming down after the line dropout. Brand plays it 12 out. Wolford turns it in. It went behind Daly, and McFadden wins the race for the ball. Knocked backwards, said Stephen Clark. Now Wolford gets it away for David Ferner, and Ferner takes the defence on. 12 metres away from the Canterbury line. Canterbury in front. It's 18-14 as they go to the left and find McClendon. McClendon for Wiki. Wiki, they're unable to make any ground, Canberra. They're again on tackle 5. Corvo to Daly. Daly puts the grubber in again. They're looking to get the ball back again, and they watch it go over the dead ball line, so Canterbury will get their hands on the leather for the first time in a long time.
And congratulations there for Darryl Halligan. Rod Silver realised how important it was that this one went dead for his team. A couple of them out on their feet. Disjointed the Canberra attack, but take nothing away from the quality of the Bulldogs' defence. Superb in the last couple of minutes.
Sterlo, I think you're looking at, you're saying Canberra's attack disjointed. I think they're looking for Laurie Daly too much. On that second last set of 6, they've had a good amount of numbers on the right side, and they go to Laurie with 2 players outside of them, and I think they've got to take a little bit of attack away from Laurie.
So Clyde getting it 5 metres from halfway. A rather forlorn and lonely figure there. Brett Mullins has been on and off the park quite a few times. A break now by Canterbury. Stephen Hughes, an infield pass. It goes to ground. It went forward according to the referee.
Yeah, I think Rod Silver might have knocked on there, Ray.
He's seen a little knock on from Rod Silver, Peter. You're quite right, because I thought the pass actually came backwards before bouncing forward. Watch it again. Stephen Hughes, the runner. The ball definitely comes backwards. It must have been there that he rules that it's knocked forward by Silver.
I can't see where it's been knocked forward there, but getting into that position, I mean, sure, you got to. I suppose you got to take the choice of either playing safe or going for the 4 points, and you know, we went for the 4 points there. Unlucky not to still have the ball.
7 minutes of the game to go, and 4 points the margin as Daly tries to extract every last ounce of energy from his team. McClendon gives it to Vainikolo. Vainikolo beautifully brought down. Tackler was Daryl Halligan. Away now wide for Furner. Furner to the Canterbury 40. A long pass. It's gone out to Mark Corvo. And Corvo will play it. 45 out from the line. Now it's Nagus, and it's a forward pass. So Canterbury will gladly take this turnaround. Scrum will go down. Loose head and feed to the blue and whites.
Well, that's inexcusable. Brandon Pearson a metre forward, that one. They had a little bit of momentum. Now the wind out of their sails. Canterbury will get possession from this scrum win. 45 out from their own line, and they'll just look to play good field position, get to the other end of the field, and not allow Canberra to get out.
6 minutes exactly for Canterbury to hang on, and 6 minutes conversely, of course, for Canberra to dig out. Perry plays it back. Hetherington dummies to Clyde and finds Barry Ward. It's pulled down by Todd Payton.
Canberra remind me of the Queensland Origin side, Ray. You can't take your eye off them at any stage of the game, and especially late in this half where you know, they're 4 points behind and can score from any part of the field, something that all the Bulldogs out there will realise, and our defence has to be A-grade here, especially for the last 5 minutes.
Robert Ralph. Handling the ball before him, I think, has been very good. Travis Norton. He really gives them another dimension. This kick ahead, looking to go over the dead ball line, and it does.
Well, it has gone dead, and it does give the opponents 20 metres, but it allows the Bulldogs to get their defence set. If they are to win this game, they'll remember 3 try-saving tackles. Darren Smith on McClendon, Rod Silver on Simon Wolford up the middle of the ruck, and Stephen Hughes came up with a try-saver not so long ago as well. As the Raiders keep the ball alive, Corvo picks up. He's dumped 35 out from his own line.
Payton. They're a very tired bunch, both teams, but I just get that impression that Canterbury are finishing the stronger. Their legs look to be just a little bit more leaden. As Daly's kick bounces down towards the dead ball line, a decision for Silver, no decision. And back to the 20 for the restart. The kick from Daly just a fraction too late.
They always talk about a game of metres or a game of inches.
Yeah.
You know, that ball sits in there, and Canterbury in trouble again. It goes out and takes a little bit of pressure off. Very important to have a consolidated set of 6 here and get a good kick away for Canterbury.
In this instance, Ricky, would you wait to the last tackle to kick? I guess depending on how well your forwards go, but would you maybe kick early to get to the other end?
I prefer to kick early, Sterlo, and try and get a good kick away more so they have pressure on you on the 5th. They're getting some good ground here, the forwards, but I still like to get a good kick away and get them right back down onto their try line.
Well, that's all legal. Everything we've seen was very, very visible. And it was not a stolen ball. Now Canberra have pressed the emergency button, and they've squandered many, many tackles.
Sterling, you'd have to agree. I mean, players, and it's very easy sitting here in the box, but players don't realise how much football there is left in a actual 4 minutes, 3 minutes. I mean, players, both teams. I mean, one Canterbury don't have to rush, and they've got to get a good set of 6 away. Canberra, again, they don't have to rush. They've got players that can attack from anywhere on the field and can score tries from them in their position. But both teams seem to be a little bit rushed at the moment.
Mal Meninga shouting instructions to the runners. Inside 3 minutes now. And it's Travis Norton with a short ball for Perry. He will play the ball 31 metres out from the Canberra line. The dummy half was Silver. From Sherwin, it's gone to Talau. An inside ball for Robert Ralph. And Robert Ralph, with fairly fresh legs, gets it away for Halligan. And he'll play it 12 metres out from the line here on the western side of the ground at Bruce Stadium. It's gone across now for Perry again. And he will play the ball in centre ground. The sweep back to the left is on. Hetherington runs it. Hetherington, can he pop it? No. 5 tackles gone for Canterbury. They go through Norton with a grubbing kick, and that's going to get them a nice reward. He had the right weight on it.
Very important kick, that. Very important tackle, and it was the right option, and comes out on the right side of the ledger for Canterbury there. But I must say, both sides have defended extremely well this half.
Well, that almost looks like the last nail, I would suggest. This little play by Travis Norton, it had the right speed on it. He even had a chance of getting a penalty for himself, but they now get the football back. They've gone for the shallow restart, but Canterbury were waiting for it. And Canterbury now...
Yeah, but Ben Kennedy here is in some trouble.
Yeah, Ben Kennedy is very, very much dazed, as you can see.
He went for a big hit trying to force the mistake and get his team possession. Might be Darren Smith, is it over there? It's somebody with headgear down for Canterbury.
It is Darren Smith still, and it's a sight you don't like to see. I remember this. I remember the same type of incident last year on this field with Bradley Clyde when he got a very, very bad head knock, and it's a sort of sight you don't like to see in the game. It's a very, very dangerous injury, getting that sort of knock around the head.
Plenty of concern all around. Mal Meninga to his feet. Kennedy comes in. Oh, it's a big collision. And
he's hitting with his head first. There's no doubt about that. In fact, Darren Smith, as you can see, Ben Kennedy, a very dazed figure getting up. And then Darren Smith, I'm reminded, he took an almighty blow to the head one night at Belmore in a match against Cronulla. And I think that was when he started wearing the headgear from that night onwards. Well, it's a concerned look on the face of Mal Meninga, and that really echoes the feeling right around the ground here. You've seen the pictures. You've seen young Ben Kennedy being helped back to reality.
I'd love to have 100 on Ray. Benny Kennedy telling him that he wants to stay out there. He's that competitive. There's the sort of kid he is. He'd love to be to finish the game off, but obviously he's not going to. They're going to take him off on the Medicab, but the sort of like Benny is, he'd be telling him he's okay.
We'll talk about a kamikaze effort. That's exactly what it was. He has taken Darren Smith on head on in every sense of the word and taken himself out. Smith is being taken off, and now Kennedy will follow in the Medicab. With this 4-point margin, time, of course, has been stopped, and 1.5 minutes for Canterbury. They'll replace the ball player, which was Darren Smith, and they have got 6 tackles up their sleeve. Kennedy's looking a bit better now, isn't he? Thank God for that.
Yeah, I'm getting him back.
And this is the first tackle, 1.5 minutes to go. The Bulldogs, they don't need to throw a pass. Just keep it nice and tight. Get their way through this set of 6 and hopefully a kick into the in-goal area once again.
12,098 here today at Bruce Stadium. And you people in the ACT, if you haven't seen the completed article here at Bruce Stadium, then you should get down here and have a look at it. It is absolutely magnificent. And I am disappointed that on a day such as this, there's only 12,000 here to see it. Mother's Day, of course, might have been a contributor.
That was one.
Again, we wish all of those mums a very, very happy day and a very happy night. El Masri will play the ball. We're in the last seconds of this game. It has been torrid. It has taken its toll. Canberra have lost at least 2 of their stars, Ben Kennedy and Brett Mullins. And Jason Hetherington has led Canterbury, I would think, to victory. One can say that fairly safely as they wear out the last 6 slowly, surely, with great security. It's across to Travis Norton. 18-14, 5th tackle, and 1 minute on the clock. Can Canberra get it back? No, they can't. And another line dropout will soak up time, and Canterbury will leapfrog Canberra and move into the top 8 as a result of this win here today.
Yeah, 2 match-winning kicks in the last couple of minutes. That one from front row of Stephen Price. And that good take from Brent Sherwin. He's done a pretty good job deputising for Ricky Stewart this afternoon.
I think he's had a fantastic game, Steele. Probably went off his kicking game a little bit in the last 15 minutes in the first half. We've seen a mistake there. But you noticed a try there in the first half where he took the ball to the line, set up a great try. I thought he's had an outstanding game today. He's popped up in a lot of parts of the field where he has created troubles for Canberra.
Canberra just getting one final use of the football off a Canterbury mistake. Well, there's been a player taken out. Daly was taken out in back play by Darryl Halligan. I don't know whether a touch judge is going to go in. Further across for Corvo. Corvo gets it away for Brand. Brand away now for Kennedy. Kennedy gets it on. It's Pearson with a big run down the left. He puts in a centre kick. Canberra's coming after it. Canterbury tries to put him away. And it is the end of the ball game. The end of the ball game. I thought it might have gone back, believe it or not, for a penalty back on the 30-metre line. But what an exciting finish to this game. 18 points to 14. Certainly it was smattered, if you like, with mistakes. Brandon Pearson down the left of the ground. Canberra not giving up on it. Canterbury with Travis Norton. And he goes to ground at the end of the day. Mal Meninga kicks a divot in the ground. A show of disgust from the big fella. They've lost the 2 points to Canterbury. It is 18-14. The Dogs over the Raiders at full time.